I don't think that our college and university governance has caused the college cost problem, but I think there are aspects of our model of governance that have contributed to our cost problem, and we need to pay attention to how we go about governance and the management of resources as part of our solution to the cost problem. Specifically, what I mean is that we don't do a good job of using data, and particularly data about how money is spent, to drive decision making in our institutions. We have bad cost data. Boards, administrators, and others who are making decisions about academic programs frequently do so without knowing dollars and cents associated with those academic decisions. Long tradition in higher education that we do money and academic policy very separately from one another. And so we need to be much more mindful of thinking about the intersection between quality and cost. We don't have the accounting systems in many places to actually know how the money gets spent. We have fund accounting systems, and I think our institutions are prudently and effectively managed, so it's not a question of management of funds. But we operate on a balance sheet, an accounting sheet, a mentality, which again means that we don't have good understanding of the functional costs of things. What does it really cost to have a counseling center? What does it cost to open up a new computing center? If we're going to change our information system, what's it cost? Very murky in most institutions. So I don't think that boards should be playing the role of getting directly into specific management of these kinds of things, but a board has to set a tone of expectation about evidence, about bottom lines, and has to be working with the president to help create a new approach to looking at costs and cost effectiveness, which requires a real change in historic approaches to budgeting and spending, and a cultural change as well as an accounting change that's very tricky and going to be hard in many institutions. Many people who sit on boards come to higher education from another industry where they are quite comfortable seeing cost data. I think board members are eager to do more, to look at information and to look at data in order to drive these decisions. But they need to have the patience and the willingness to help lead that agenda in their institutions, and that means getting the president and the budget people and the faculty to not resist and fight this all the way. There's such a deep-seated belief in many institutions and our culture in higher education that equates quality with spending, and a fear in every type of institution, including the most well-funded. It's the ones that have the most money are the most resistant to change, it seems. It's such a belief that money equates with quality that there's a concern that looking at cost effectiveness or cost cutting or efficiency or effectiveness is inherently damaging to academic quality. And so tackling that culture of belief that cost effectiveness has to be something that actually enhances quality. I believe that it's possible to be smarter about academic program offerings and look at the curriculum that we have in a way that is both student-friendly and helpful to robust learning outcomes, in a way that is cost-effective. So I think pruning the academic program, getting more streamlined in our offerings to students, doing more to schedule students in cohort models, those kinds of techniques actually make it easier for students to navigate our institutions. They're good academic policy. They can lead to more robust student learning and student learning outcomes, and they're more cost effective. Higher education's always operated on a kind of myth or a belief on what some people call the iron triangle, with the assumption that you can have that access and quality and costs are in a zero-sum relationship to one another. That if you cut costs, then it either comes at the expense of cutting access or cutting quality. And I don't believe in the inevitability of the iron triangle. I think it is possible to be more cost effective,